And it's a driving kick at the goal line. Henderson still on his feet, loses the football. Washington has it. Touchdown, Huskies.
The emotion was a negative, trying to do too much with the football right here. You see him trying to switch hands with it.
About feeding off the emotion while Washington has just taken it away. And this is going to be a little squib kick. Up over the 20 to the 25 to the 30. It hit hard. Jordan Wynn. Wynn, three-step drop, and he is nailed from behind. Or the Cal game, I should say. And here is White. His time. Has some time. Has to dump it underneath the coverage. Getting back to the Washington fans chanting block that kick, and Selwood gets off a dandy. Fair catch called for at the 20.
Jordan Wynn committed to him, so he wants to make a statement also.
Big hole over the right side, and Polk bangs his way up. A lot of formations. This Washington offense has about 200 of them. Price will swing it out to Polk. He's got the first down as he crosses the 40. Ball's on the 42, 1st and 10. Play action for Price. Deep into the flat, caught. Jermaine Kerr, Utah territory. Price tucks it, runs inside the 35, 7-0. Kevin Smith goes in motion. They pitch it to Polk. Need 3. Polk looking for the corner. He's got it. Dips his head inside, and he'll be
have a lot of that effort.
Washington 3 of 4 on 4th down this year, and I don't think he got it. It's in field position at the 32-yard line. 4-man pressure. He gets hit as he lets it go up in the air. Inside the 30, it's a foot race. Touchdown, Devontae Christopher.
Run coverage in pretty good position here by Trufant, but he never finds the ball. Devontae Christopher just runs by him and then does a good job of just staying in bounds. No question about it. But a good job by Jordan Wynn.
Line. Crazy first quarter. Wynn rolls out, throws it back. Inside the 25, down to the 20-yard left hash mark. The staple for Utah, the run game. Wynn has some time, throws it near side, pass is caught. On 3rd and 6, here comes some pressure. Wynn reads it, throws. Touchdown, Utah. And then Wynn and Brent Anderson hook up for to Anderson.
And look at the catch right here. Great job of laying out, focusing on the ball, and then putting that ball away.
First and 10 from the 20. Washington going to try to establish that run game.
Off of Keith Price.
Here's Price. They'll hand it off, a little end around. They were expecting this as a penalty. On 2nd and 14, Price, quick drop into the flat. Pass is caught by Kurtz. Out down at that end. Look out, here comes the pressure. This is when Price is dangerous. Still on his feet, loses the football. But Washington, him limping off also. Henderson backs up, they're gonna let it hit, and it'll roll out of bounds. And about doesn't mean you're out of the race. Wynn on 1st and 10, going deep down the near sideline, incomplete, no flag. Ball's on the turf, and Wynn just only 29% on the year in 3rd down. Here comes the pressure. Wynn throws the pass, caught inside from the 41-yard line. 1st and 10 for Utah. Wynn goes back to work. Going for the big play again, and an overthrow is intended receiver.
He's going to continue to do that until Washington backs up.
We thought we'd see a little more of a running game from Utah. Wynn just has to dump it off down to about the feed 2 on 3rd down. going to be close. One official's marking it. And we've got
offense number 77.
Cunningham telling us this week that he still has confidence in him. Wynn trying to set up a reverse screen, and that's not going anywhere. Washington seems to be okay now. The quick drop, outside throw, caught. Still on his feet. Cason Williams, the true freshman. Looking over the middle, should have been caught. Price from the shotgun, looks, throws, intercepted at the 35-yard line.
To be open.
So Utah takes over on their own 34-yard line. They'll try the left side, running the football. Pick up. White again, stretching things out. Gets the
White hasn't had much of a running game.
Absolutely, as Wynn goes back to the air. Pass is caught, down play. Swing it out into the flat. Washington's defense is there. They're running backwards on it this afternoon. Wynn over the middle, caught. First down, Utah down to the zones. On 1st and 10, Wynn goes upstairs again, looking, plenty of time on the run, throws, bobbled. They're going to say it's a catch at the and another fresh set of downs for Utah. A little cutback. White doesn't get it. Goes under center, alternating between the shotgun and under center. The run game to White. They pitch it to White, and he is stacked up. They're going to end. Wynn looking right, throws, and that's going to be picked off at the 5-yard line. And now it's the Huskies football. Polk gives them a little bit of breathing. And they'll give it to him again. Bounces to the outside. He's got some running room as he crosses the 20. A streak of over 100 yards running the football. Straight. Price keeps it. Broken play. Flag is thrown. A lot of flags are there.
On the offense, number 88. That penalty is declined. 3rd down.
Price scrambling. Throws it into the ground. They're going to say rattled a whole lot this year. But we are tonight. That's going to be a penalty flag, and Utah will.
Interference on the kicking team, number 6.
Outstanding field position after the punt and the penalty. They'll stick to the run game with John White. 5-man rush. Wynn reads it, just dumps it off. Pass caught again by Dallin Rogers, having it from the 26-yard line on 1st and 10. Wynn's going for the home run. Ball incomplete on 2nd and 10. The delayed handoff to White, and he is stacked up and about the fence dials up.
You can see some confusion by this defense.
Wynn incomplete. Penalty flag is thrown. They're going to call
Interference. Defense, number 6.
1st and 10, ball's on the 15-yard line. White stood up at the line of scrimmage.
To make the next play.
The quick pass, blocked inside the 5-yard line, down to the 4-yard line is Anderson, and he lost the ball.
He's up the catch here, but doesn't give up. And watch at the end of this. Watch him just rip the ball out right there with that right hand, and now he recovers.
Williams goes wide to the right. Four-man rush. Price, pass, caught. Aguilar up over the 30-yard line here in quarter number 2. Price goes to his safety valve. 3 minutes to play in the half. Polk, nowhere. Great gang tackling. That is.
The play was over. Unsportsmanlike conduct, Utah, number 32.
Nothing doing again.
Many of them because they play a lot of man coverage, and that's what the NFL likes.
On second down and 9, Price looks, tries to get it to Polk, and he just lets it go out of bounds. Flag is thrown.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 96.
Field, 1:45 to play in the half. Price looks, rifles the pass, and it's going to be complete.
See, Jermaine Kearse, no, that ball is out, not even close.
Yeah. Polk. Brought to you by Russell Athletics. Price straight drop, throws into the flat, caught, first down, Washington. 2 touchdown receptions versus Cal. We're inside of a minute. Polk stutter stepping, looking to get down to the 25-yard line. Eric Polk. Price looks to Polk. Looking to get to the sideline, and he does, and that'll stop the
Jenkins, watch him trying to go to the middle of the field.
Price has time, just dumps it out into the flat to Hartvickson. Yard attempt by Polk. Does it have the distance? Yes, it does. Bishop Sankey, the true, he is on the right side of the line of scrimmage. The little draw to Polk. He's got running room. Looks for the block, and he gets it on the outside. It's a foot race again. Inside the 30, they'll mark him.
Blocker really helps.
49 yards on the run, his longest of the year. Price deep out. Caught by Kearse. Second down at 6 from the 23. Fake to Sankey. Pressure backside. Pass bobbled and dropped. Price looks left, throws left. First down, Washington. Still on his feet inside the 10-yard line. Is first and goal from the 9. Polk gets down about this. From the 8, Price will put it up. They set a little jailbreak screen. Touchdown, Cason Williams. The extra point, and it is good. Done wide to the left. They'll try the run with White. Puts his head down and barrels his way. On second and 7. Nothing doing. They rush 4. Wynn feels a little bit of pressure. Has to dump it off to John White, and he'll be short of the first down for Utah. A little bit of a rugby run, and this is a dandy. Wow. Back to the 10-yard line goes Williams, and he dropped at the 5-yard line. Erase from my memory. First and 10 from the 5. Trying to get a little bit of breathing physical. Polk again, straight up the middle, and he will have the first down. Wow. Completely now to the Huskies. The quick toss to the near side, up to the 25-yard line. Second down, they only need 1, and they will get it with Polk again. Up over the 35, close to the 40. Finally this year. Worth every penny. The pump fake by Price goes deep down the near sideline, and it'll fall incomplete. Complete to Kearse. Up. Price fakes it to Polk, keeps it. And he's just going to have to throw it away. Charles Henderson standing back at his own 10-yard line, awaiting the kick into a very stiff wind. And Henderson will take it at the 15, gets by the first way for a bye week, their last 6 wins. We've got John Hayes into the lineup now, playing quarterback for Utah on his first pass. Are they going to call it an interception? And they will! The 4th turnover for Utah. Gregory.
They try to run a double move on him, but he sees it the entire way. And look at him go up and play the football. That's what I was talking about earlier. Cornerbacks back in there. Not a good throw.
And Price goes back to work. Looking, and he's going to throw it away. No update, by the way. Polk, straight ahead running. He's got some running room. Inside the 40, down to the 30. Price, pass, caught inside the 25 to the 22. Goes to the left side. 1st and 10 from the 23. They fake it to Polk. Looking, caught, Curse, touchdown Huskies. Nope, they're gonna again. The turnover, the interception leads to join the team in June. Was at Butte College. Thought he was going to Nebraska, Omaha to play football. They dropped their program. Here's Jeremy Bloom.
Well, Ron, Jordan Wynn on the sideline. They're not giving us any information of the injury, but it's obvious he's holding that left hand pretty low. He's walking back inside the sidelines here, and his body language doesn't look like he's going back in. It looks like it's some sort of left arm injury, Ron.
And now the job belongs to John Hayes. He's going to hand it off to White, who goes nowhere. Hayes likes to run, goes for the 1st down, and he gets it. Cross. Hayes looks, goes deep down the near sideline, and that's going to be overthrown. On 2nd and 10. White looks for some running room, gets up to about the 35-yard line. Here comes the pressure. Hayes lets it fly, caught. It'll be short of the 1st down. Kick first in this ball game. They've used 2 punters. He's going to kick this one. Fair catch called for here for the ball game for Washington. They had 112 in the 1st half. Loss of 4 on the last play on 2nd and 14. They're going to keep to the right.
You got to look for the 3rd medium.
They bunch it up on the left side. Price looks, pass caught. It is to Safarian Jenkins. Final 17 seconds here in the 3rd quarter. Polk again.
To wear a team down and start to demoralize them defensively. 2nd down. They're really wearing down.
Here's Polk again. You can see him just breaking tackles. Gets down to the 14 unanswered points for the Huskies. That's a pretty good defense. Nice job, Alatulele. On 3rd down, Price looks. Here comes some pressure. Steps up in a pocket, dives for the 1st down, and he's got it down to the father of his face.
Familiar last name.
Familiar last name. Of course he's a quarterback. Curse. Near side, gets that kick out block. It's inside the 3rd.
They've coached those guys up.
But hang on.
You see a big part of it, their coaching staff.
On 3rd down and 5. Price play action, looks, the deep out. Caught inside to play in the ball game. Polk. Price keeps it, I should say. Price keeps it. And here on 2nd down and 7. The quick toss to the outside to Curse again. Tries to split the defense. May have been difficult for Utah to come back. Price straight drop. Throws over the middle. Touchdown Huskies. Touchdown reception of the year is Folk. Commercial. You got to throw a little class in this telecast like you're ripped. Here's Reggie Dunn. They need something here. Penalty flags come flying in as he gets up over.
Illegal block in the back on the return team number 22.
In the 2nd half without Jordan Wynn, it's been very tough for him.
And losing your quarterback also doesn't help as Jordan Wynn is out. And
knees are sore and hurting, and then throws the big touchdown.
Still on his feet. Up over the 15-yard line.
Yeah, Robert Griffin had a great day in a loss. I'm sure Keith Price will take an okay day in a win any day. #1 team in the country.
Andrew Luck and Stanford coming up immediately following us as they take on UCLA. Hayes looking, throwing, has a man out there. Caught at the 45-yard line. Devontae Christopher. He loses the football.
Plays.
You cannot get sloppy when you have the big lead. Hayes sees pressure. He just tosses the ball and it's picked off.
Wow.
That.
The 8 recovered it.
Wow. Another turnover. And Polk.
Ball over 5 times.
Well, they had 7 turnovers versus BYU, or BYU had 7 turnovers versus Utah. They found out you're not going to win a game.
12, because they can definitely compete. I mean, the Pac-12. Did I say Big 12? Pac-12. Excuse me. Forced. You know, that fumble was forced.
Polk bounces out to the outside, puts his head down, and Polk. They only rush 3. Polk bounces to the outside, gets a block over the 35, inside the 25, and finally brought down at the 20. Of power and speed. He's about 225 pounds, and he still runs a 4.4.
And especially the second half, he's a guy you've got to have.
Sankey is stood up at the line of scrimmage. Jory Ferguson.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness after the play on the offense, number 73.
To the 37-yard line. 3rd and 27. To Polk. And he will be dropped at the 30. Down at 21, and the Huskies are going to go for it. Polk. Whoa. He almost broke.
Luck with Vikings, the Chiefs, and some of those other winless teams. A lot of pressure on that young man.
And here comes the pressure on Hayes, and he is sandwiched up at the 25-yard line and dropped a little bit. His legs haven't been too good the last couple of weeks. Hayes steps up, plenty of time. Still has time. Rifles the pass, caught. Up over the 45-yard line to the 40 yards on the reception for Dunn, the longest of this season. Here comes the blitz on Hayes. Deep out, caught, 40-yard
stuff in front of him.
Here comes pressure again. Hayes rifles the pass near side, caught inside. Hayes hit as he throws, and it's complete. Inside the 10, down to the 4th. Hayes looks, throws, incomplete. Hayes looks, plenty of time, rifles the pass, incomplete again. The 5-yard line. 3-step drop, they go the deep out, incomplete again. Pass intended. Hayes looks, throws, caught, touchdown, Utah. Touchdown reception of the year, the extra point.